So if I jump back into the chat, there we go. I'll start recording. So we're just trying to figure out where the Machiavellic airdrops will be from. And the Machiavellic ISPO, initial stake pool offering, where you can earn MACH tokens, which is one of their in-game tokens, principal currency. Yes, from the Tosi Drop platform. It will be for the next 10 epochs. So that might be one we need to do every 5 days. During each epoch, we'll be distributing 2 million MACH tokens to the delegates of 24 partner stake pools. Oh, the MACH tokens will accumulate over the course of the ISPO, giving delegates the flexibility to claim them at their convenience or all at once at the end of the event. So that's great. We can just hang on then till epoch 3, 409. And we should be able to grab them all.
Thanks, Jonathan. Cool.
Yeah. This page also includes a list of all the different stake pools that are partner pools with Machiavellic. And I know most of these guys now, and they're all really good pools. So anybody listening who does want Fluid Pool, feel free to stake with Hero or Euskal, who are in my faction. We're hardliners. Maximum violence. That's what I'm all about. And I particularly like the guys in Humanity as well. Rich from Earncoin and Sean from Envy Pool. Great guys. I've also got Reese from Stoic Pool and Carpool. Oh dear. Name slipped my mind at the moment. Great pool. George from Apex, a great guy. Yeah. Machiavellic, certainly keep producing great artwork. And hopefully we'll get some kind of functionality shown soon. Maybe a video of in-game play or something like that would be really encouraging. Exciting. But certainly their NFTs are ongoing still, so you can go and get their Officer Commission Pass, and that will buy you a character in the game. There's a limited number being produced. I think it's 240 per faction. And if that character dies in the game, then they'll get a statue that is then immortal within the game. So anytime anyone goes past it, they'll be able to see you owned, or you were that character, and that's where you died.
I'm sure there'll be a lot of the first hurdle.
Yeah. Fresh out the gate of the ship as it drops. There'll probably be a load of dead statues lying around. Not that I know how the game is actually going to work internally yet, but something like that. Good. Any other things we wanted to look at? Did you manage to get your delegation done, Jaya?
Sorry, not really. I think.
Jonathan, I'm trying to delegate that MACH. We bought the MACH game through the separately, and then I haven't done anything yet, but it's in my eternal wallet. But I'm trying to delegate like now to Fluid, but for some reason I haven't make any like for this spending password, and it's the same password for other Cardano wallet. It will be
You have to set your spending password up each time you create a wallet. So it would have prompted you to create one. It's just down to you whether you use the same one as before or not. If you really can't remember your spending passphrase, and you do have your seed phrase, then the best thing to do is to re-import that wallet using your seed phrase and set a new spending passphrase.
okay.
So in that,
This one I don't see that I spending pass because I bought this from the Kraken and sent it to the folder in Eternal. And that's why I just keeping as it is.
so it's an extra wallet in
Maybe
that.
I'll show you. Application. I just wanted to show you. What's that you doing?
Can I share your screen?
I don't know how to.
You can share your screen.
We're in the iPad and
I'm trying to show
But
video.
you're on the iPad, aren't you? Not on the computer.
Maybe you can. Maybe you can still go from here to the Discord. Yeah, and that would. If you do Discord connect, I have to mute myself, isn't it?
I've seen on Binance.
Is that okay, Jonathan?
I'm not seeing anything.
Yes, with this moment.
Do I need to stop my? Sorry, Paul, you were saying?
Can you hear me, Jonathan?
We can hear you. Yeah, we just can't see camera or
Hear you
screen
now?
share.
Maybe you can speak it there. Speak it to the. Another one.
Can you hear me now, Jonathan?
Yeah, we can hear you. I still
But
can't
I
see.
can't hear you.
Oh,
I did it. Figure real, yeah. And to share my screen,
mhm.
can you see it?
No. Just got the 4 windows showing for me. Of the camera's not. Oh, there we go.
Can you see it, Jonathan?
Yes. Oh, that's good. Okay. So
Maybe I disconnect this one, yeah?
if you,
Just use that one for. I disconnect this one.
if you got you don't have a record of your spending passphrase for this wallet.
Yeah. Then you have to go back to your defined connection again.
So, the first one.
That's one.
You've got a stake.
Jonathan, can you? Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
You can. Okay. So you've got a stake key there, which means that it looks like it is delegated. If you scroll down on that page, it should show you where it's delegated.
This one. It shows they're not delegated.
Okay, saying not delegated. Okay. Yeah, so do you have a record of this spending passphrase or not? You don't think you have one?
I don't think so, because we bought it through the Kraken to send money here and then bought it. And then I never made like any spending password for this one.
Right, it would have prompted you when you first created it. So maybe you just didn't keep a record or didn't notice it. So have you got...
But say, for example, other one, you know, the Zayalakami fluid on top one, all these are the same, like I know the spending password. And then if that's the case, then for this also the same spending password, it might be. What similar normally I put.
Yeah. Would be the same password or can't be the same password, right?
It can be, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
can be, I think. And then I tried that way, but say for example, I will try again now one more time, what it says.
Yeah. Searching for fluid, delegate. That's right, and then your spending passphrase.
And then when I sign, it says invalid spelling password.
Yeah, so maybe there was a typo as you were creating that spending password or something like that. Have you... Yeah, I guess it's brand new, so you've never made any transactions. If you click on the transactions tab, that will tell you. So you've just received funds. Oh, you did manage to send some. So you must have been able to spend from it before.
This is from the Kraken app sent, the fund.
Yes, but if you look, you've got received tokens. And then the third one down, it says sent funds. So with that one, you were able to send 350 ADA out of this wallet to somewhere else. That was back in July. So you must have a spending passphrase for this wallet somewhere.
Send up fund and record.
So if you can't remember it or can't figure it out, then but you do have the seed phrase. I take it you've got the seed phrase for it still.
Put the seed phrase for the eternal wallet, yeah.
And it'll be a different seed phrase just for this specific wallet within Eternal. So then you can go to the create or restore a wallet, add a wallet at the top left.
Over here?
Yeah, that's the one. And then restore wallet on the right. And then you choose how long your passphrase is,
24.
normally 24.
Yeah.
And then type it all in again. Click next and type it all in again. And then that will restore. Excuse me. That will restore the wallet and let you set a new spending passphrase.
I will try without sharing my screen.
Yeah. Don't share your screen. So you can do that.
No, you can trust all us.
Yeah. All of us and all of YouTube. I've got your screen blanked out from the recording anyway, but yeah, stop sharing and then try that, and hopefully it'll let you. I haven't tried importing a wallet that's already set up in Eternal, so I don't know whether it will let you do that straight away, but it's something you can try.
Okay.
Good. Paul, you were saying something about Binance.
Yeah, obviously having a look today at Cardano, and it seems to be, I know obviously the tokens dropping in value, but it seems to be, out of all of them, it seems to be, including Bitcoin and Ethereum, it seems to be holding its own. So that's pretty encouraging.
Yeah, I've been watching it as well, keeping an eye on, and it does seem to be staying quite healthy. I can't tell you why, because it's always typically been very strongly correlated with Bitcoin and the rest of the markets, crypto markets. I wonder whether perhaps because Silvergate, which is the largest bank, traditional bank that, traditional in that they've been the largest supporters, the only bank really that supported early Bitcoin, and they're the largest supporters of crypto from the banking industry, and now they're having an issue in that they're disappearing. It's going to leave a lot of crypto projects in the lurch. So I don't know whether maybe there is more reliance on that bank in particular from some of the other chains, and because Cardano is fully outside of the centralized blockchain activity. It's got no venture capital backing. It's purely a DeFi project. Maybe it's riding out the price drop a bit better than the others. Something along those lines. That's all I can sort of guess at. Yeah, it does seem to be doing reasonably well, which is encouraging. In fact, I can have a look at get my screen share going. We can have a quick look at, do a comparisons. That's a nice noise. I don't know where that's coming from. Everybody's muted. If I mute mine as well.
Yeah, it's all you, Jonathan.
Oh, it's my trading view alarm. Yeah, it's my trading view alarm. Which means the price has dropped below a measure that I was keeping an eye on. So I'm going to have to go and have a look at that.
Binance, Paul. While we're in Binance, Paul, did you realize that recently all the staking has it's not possible to stake anymore in Binance? Is that something you also saw? Because we tried to stake yesterday, right? And it won't allow us. Something changed there. Is there something you experienced as a Paul?
I'm only paper trading in trading view as well. I don't.
We're talking Binance, sorry.
Yeah, Binance. So with Binance, it's been affected.
Sorry, John. There were a few people trying to log into Binance this morning for the wealth game, and they were having trouble. So I don't know if it was an upgrade of some sort going on at the time.
I suspect it's because the SEC are clamping down on anybody staking in a centralized exchange. that Binance may have changed, maybe have to be changing their products in accordance, and whether it's related to just US stakers or affecting people globally. I don't know, but yeah, I imagine it's something to do with that. Your turn. Oh, it's quite an annoying alarm, that, isn't it? Do apologise. Try and mute that tab, and then go and play with it. So it's what are you seeing in Binance? Is it just hidden all your staking options? Were you staked with anything?
Been staking we have been staking before, and nicely started like been stake lots of coin. Now like it just that's not option at all. It just remove us on staking, so we can't stake anymore.
It says like from your reason you can't stake.
Yeah.
It said the reason.
No, from our region, I think maybe like maybe UK or
Region
US
like
region,
our areas. I
area.
don't know why in the south of the US, but UK. So that's why we did ask the question in Discord as well. But in UK, guys can
Before it
verify.
was like staking, like a simple on and other way to stake. Now, and then flexible as well, but now they all cancel. I think we can't do anymore.
Right. Yeah. So that sounds like it's yeah. All the centralized staking platforms are shutting up shop. It seems because the SEC are coming after people. Kraken were the first to be targeted, and they got hit with a was it 30 million fine. So it's really making it untenable for the centralized platforms to continue offering staking. It's seen as a security, so the SEC can come in and say that they're all unregistered securities. So what we need to do is get our money off the centralized exchanges and take part in glorious liquid staking on Cardano and so on and so forth, because that's where the SEC don't have any grounds as of yet to go after them. They're still probably going to try, but that was what sparked a lot of the debate in Cardano around contingent staking. I don't know if you heard any of that. Eric was asking about it previously, and so as a rough description of that, you've got in liquid staking on Cardano, you've got delegators can choose to stake with any stake pool, and effectively when you're staking with a pool, you've chosen that pool to operate with specifically, and so that can be construed as a business arrangement between you two. And so whenever there's a business arrangement, then that brings you under the jurisdiction of corporation law and so on and so forth. So the proposal from IOG, well, from Charles specifically, was that actually we could move to adding the ability for stake pool operators to refuse or when somebody stakes to them, for them not to agree to that staking arrangement. And for example, that would mean that if a US delegator staked to Fluid Pool, and I was of the mindset that that would potentially open me up to US law for some particular reason, around maybe these current staking investigations that are going on, then I could actually not sign that second part of that transaction, and until that US individual had done some know your customer type activity. So they showed me a passport and where they were based, then I could perhaps choose to let them continue staking, because I can then report that to the US SEC to satisfy them that I know who's delegating with me, and I can meet their legal requirements. If I didn't want that headache, I could just not sign the second part of that staking transaction. And so effectively, it would turn the staking mechanism within Cardano into a multi-signature one. So instead of the the delegator just having to sign the transaction to stake with Fluid Pool, they would also require Fluid Pool to sign the transaction to allow them to stake. And that's what contingent staking was all about. And this is, very contrary to a lot of the ways that people in the community thought it would always be in Cardano. Now, Charles Hoskinson actually mentioned contingent staking in a video back last year as something he was looking at implementing, but it kind of went under the radar of a lot of people. Nobody was up in arms about it. In the last month, it's become a much more hot topic because everybody in the crypto space who is been, a proponent of non-KYC digital currencies, which effectively is replicating cash, but in a digital form. That seems like, a very important thing to do, because as soon as you have currency and exchange, a means of transfer of value, being controlled by the government, then it means they can stop certain types of transactions, certain types of some demographics of their populace from participating, and so that can be an issue in several nations around the world, and not just in the US. So for the sake of open and free, permissionless blockchain activity, everyone assumed that DeFi would stay KYC free. But this is a first sort of rumblings that actually, no, it might be the case that to participate in certain levels of DeFi protocols, some of their features may be restricted behind Know Your Customer as well, which kind of places Cardano under more compliant, more regulation compliant practices. And that doesn't surprise me at all, really, because certainly Charles Hoskinson's stance from the very beginning has been we need to be able to interoperate with the traditional finance sector, and that was a lot of the contention that led to him leaving or being kicked out of the Ethereum founding team. So his mindset has been very much private enterprise. We need to be able to interact. We need to be able to interact with the capital systems around the world, with nation states. We need to be regulatory compliant where possible, as well as maintaining our, removing the monetary policy from the hands of those nation states and putting it into the hands of an algorithm that we all agree to. And that's, a very sensible approach, I think, because we still need to collaborate in certain regards to pay for large public infrastructure like roads, bridges, utilities, and hygiene, sanitation. So if we remove the ability for nation states to collect tax efficiently, or really hamper their efforts, then we just shooting ourselves in the foot ultimately, because no nation can carry on with its infrastructure without some kind of centralized government vote-based system to decide how that funding is spent.
But isn't that contradictory in itself? Because you're basically saying, okay, I'll want this portion of governance per se from government states, but I don't want the rest of it. How do you actually choose? Surely it's everything or nothing.
Well, the like particularly around the staking debate, there's plenty of means of exchange within Cardano without ever having to touch KYC. So even if stake pool operators start to introduce KYC to accept delegators, there's no requirement in the protocol for everybody to delegate all their funds. So you could be like, if worst comes to worst and every stake pool out there, all 3,000 of them decided to implement KYC, which is again not going to happen, you still have the choice to spin up your own stake pool and earn delegation rewards and set your own policy. So if you say, I'm not going to implement KYC on my own pool, and that's the stance that I will take. Certainly regards US mandates. I don't think I will implement KYC at all, and will kick against ever implementing it in any way, shape, or form. But if it means that suddenly the pool is unviable, that there's no means for it to continue, I would consider what the implications were. But the protocol still has means within it for anybody, any individual, to set up their own pool, to earn staking rewards,